So I've always liked when other YouTubers, do a quick bookshelf tour. My bookshelf kind of grew based on the inspiration of seeing other people's. I think what I have at no other bookshelf. Welcome back to the Muscle Code YouTube channel. This is part 2 of my top 5 Agatha Christie Poirot books. And these number 2 and number 3 are the perennial favorites of a lot of people. They show up in a lot of top 5 lists, and for a very good reason. And I'll give you mine. We'll jump right into it. I don't have the books for these. One fell apart, and the other I read in like a compilation book, so it's not worth showing that. So number 3, I have 5 Little Pigs. So this one is interesting. It's all done. The original title was Murder in Retrospect, so it's kind of like nothing really happens in the present. It's all looking back. Poirot constructs the scene just from interviews with everybody, from going backwards, and that's kind of it's a pro and a con. It's interesting because it's no other books of hers are like that exactly, but then again it could be a little dry because it's mostly interviews. But the solving of the murder, how it brings into, the characters of the different people, I thought was the best of all Agatha Christie books. The reason why the murderer was the murderer, and how it brought into, the character of that person, and into, the person who was killed, his art and how he viewed his art, I thought was perfect. So it's a solid number 3 for me. And unfortunately, I saw the video. I saw the Poirot TV episode of this book before I read it. So if I read the book first, it might have even been a contender for number 1. But anyway, jumping into number 2, I have the ABC Murders. Now this one, in my mind, it's pretty much a perfect mystery book. It's perfect. You read it and it's on point. The misdirection is like probably the best in mystery, the mystery genre history, the misdirection that Agatha Christie puts on you with ABC. So the book is perfect. A little on the shorter side. And the reason it's not my number 1 is, and I know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And it's kind of like, if you look at like a high fashion model or a model, for, certain types of clothes, they can have a very symmetrical face, and it could be like a perfect face, but it's not something that's either sensual or, inspirational in a way. That's why this shows up at number 2 and not number 1. It's like a perfect book, but it's not sensational. It's not sensational that would put it over the top to number 1. So, that's why I have it, as my number 2. And it's just, the mystery made sense. It was on point. And the chase of ABC, through the different areas, and how it flows is just a great mystery that you should not leave this. Definitely put this on your list if you're getting into Agatha Christie and Poirot. So that does it. I'll next video will be the final installment. I'll get into my number 1, and it might be a surprise to some people, but you need to come up with a different number 1, or it's no fun. So. As always, thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you back. So I've always liked when other YouTubers, do a quick bookshelf tour. My bookshelf kind of grew based on the inspiration of seeing other people's. I think what I have at no other bookshelf